Hey all, my name is Feanor, and you're probably here wondering if ESO is still a good MMO for you to try in 2025 or 2026. And maybe you tried it in the past and it wasn't quite it, and you're wondering if the multiple evolutions it's gotten over the years now gives it that it factor it was missing before. Or maybe you've never played it before and you're finally here to try it out. We're going to answer tough questions like, am I a biased fan of ESO? No, there's no indication of that. Now, clearly, I love ESO. It's the only game that I've ever been inspired to finally start making content for. Even though I've always wanted to make content, I decided ESO was that good that it was the catalyst to finally get me into it. I've been playing it for a very long time. It's something I've thought about a lot. But it's been 12 years, or going on 12 years that I've played ESO, and that is impressive for me. I've played tons of games. I've played most major MMOs on the market, and I've gone in and out of multiple, but ESO is the constant for me. I always return, and I haven't ever stayed around or away for long because it has too much to offer. There's too many positive qualities to it, even though people will find negatives, and it's not going to work for everybody. I'm definitely going to spend most of this video explaining to you the reasons why I think you should try it, and why you might fall in love with it. And if any of these things don't pull you in, that's fine, but at least you'll know, and you'll know from someone that is genuinely positive about the game, and I have interacted with most things within the game to some extent or to major extent. Also, I just wanted to point out, this is not a sponsored video. I'm a brand new content creator. I've never had any interaction with devs or Zos as a company. I would love to eventually, that'd be fantastic, but that might not ever happen, and this is definitely just because I have loved this game for so long. So this is all my genuine opinion on it, and it won't have the negatives that other content creators might have, not to that extent at least, because I'm not coming at it from like a gamer perspective looking at ESO in a plethora of games. This is just, I'm telling you about my favorite game. And it has been statically my favorite game. Even when I go elsewhere, I'm still eventually, I know I'm going to come back. And I know I'm going to have a great time, and there's going to be more stuff for me to get into, and tons of stuff I never even finished. So, just so you know, this is just me, nothing paid, completely unpaid. Whether you're seeking solo content, or to find a guild and make friends to group up with, ESO provides fully voice-acted and story-driven content that you can get lost in, so you can immerse and enjoy. Even the most simple, typical MMO quest is not spared from this amazing feat. Need to just collect some stuff? Or kill a guy? Well, you are still going to get some personality from one of the named characters, and hear from one of the many talented voice actors with over a staggering 150,000 dialogue lines.
Centurion! Amazing!
None of that World of Warcraft wall of text in a box that you'd get an add-on to skip. Player population a concern? ESO has mega servers, which are always populated. Sometimes more than others, but the game has never felt dead over my 12 years of experiencing it. You will run into one or many players no matter which of the many zones you're in, usually even small niche delves and dungeons around the zone. And is RP your thing? Looking at all you Final Fantasy refugees? ESO definitely has a massive community, custom homes, clothing, emotes, personalities, etc. Many options for you to live out your characters' lives with. ESO also has a beautiful world, despite its age. It has great character aesthetics and customization. Intricate personalized build system with many gear sets, which you can bypass by copying an online min-max build guide if you aren't into that sort of thing. Crafting that actually matters, which is incredible for any of you who know how bad MMO crafting can often be. The best home building or customizing system I've ever enjoyed in any MMO. A guild system which does not seem trivial like so many MMOs these days. You have community goals and needs that go beyond the usual MMO experience of content/raid progression, due to the guild store bartering system.
Can I help you?
Which incentivizes a team effort to ensure your guild holds a trader each week against all other guilds at a set location in the playable world space. And boy, is it expensive to Feanor's gold line pockets. But let's not talk too much about that. ESO has just released a subclassing system, which enables you to live out that more Elder Scrolls-like experience that people have always felt ESO was kind of lacking. You can easily mix up to 3 class trees into one character, no matter what class you start as long as one tree remains from your designated class, which enables you to make all new, never before possible custom builds. As you can see here, I have some kind of Sorcerer, Templar, Arcanist abomination going on that I'm leveling the subclass trees in. The game has always allowed also for all weapon types and armor types to be equipped by every class, so your options truly are insane here. I have been a heavy armor, lightning wielding Sorcerer for quite some time, and I tank dungeons like a straight up boss. Or solo the dungeon sometimes. I know.
It's like super cool.
Another major win implemented to the game a while back for solo players or duo players is the Infinite Archive, which is a roguelike inspired repeatable dungeon system where you can test your strength and ability in a dungeon you clear round by round with bosses and special events. Many achievements and collectibles are to be had in this experience, and just this aspect of the game alone yields a lot of replayability for players who are into that. If you are into achievements, unlocking collectibles, gear sets, collecting rare and expensive items and trinkets, then ESO has more than you could possibly be prepared for, I promise. From start to finish, this will not be a task for the common weak-hearted collector. And if you are more the PvP type, you can focus on a faction-centric guild where you and your friends enter large-scale war scenarios, capturing keeps, towers, resources, and more in Cyrodiil. Or going into the PvP Imperial City/sewers and claim points of power and reap the financial rewards of stomping your enemy factions into the dirt. And while on the PvP topic, there are also smaller scale queue-type battlegrounds which alternate and have evolved in more recent time. This is more like what you would find in most MMO experiences, so you can expect a very similar experience there, but with ESO-type combat, where multiple game modes are played out and there are decently regular events on the annual schedule to incentivize and give extra rewards and EXP. While I would not say ESO's focal draw is PvP, and the combat is critiqued for not being the cream of the crop, it is far from the worst, and it gets way too much hate in my opinion. So if you love PvP, like I have all of my life, you can find joy in this game. But I will not tell you that it is the #1 PvP experience of all time. But it holds its own as a hybrid with many other great and frankly unmatched qualities in the MMO sphere. If you've played other Elder Scrolls games, you might be wondering, is there a crime system? Yes, where you can pickpocket, break into homes, fence or launder stolen goods, murder NPCs, bribe guards, you know, all of your usual wholesome activities. There are also Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild storylines, locations, and quests if you really want to get into your criminal persona bag. You should also be aware that some class spells, such as the Necromancer's Tree, are forbidden magic, and casting them around towns and cities will also get a bounty on your head. So beware would-be grave robbers and dark casters. Add-ons are available and extremely encouraged with tons of options, now across all platforms. Congrats to the console enjoyers. Let's get into more of the real-life barriers, monetization being the primary one. It's only $20 for the base game, or $10 to $5 if you get it during a rare sale. You might even be here on a free-to-play weekend. Once you own the base game, you can just play from there until your heart's content, which there's tons of content to enjoy for such a cheap price. But I won't lie, as this is an MMO, with progression goals and social goals, I would strongly recommend at least picking up ESO Plus, as it's the most affordable and reasonable cost for the sheer amount of content and in-game quality of life perks it unlocks. If you're coming from single-player games and are very thrown off by the subscription model, keep in mind this is a live service game which gets constant work done and has large teams which manage it daily. The main 2 reasons I suggest ESO Plus is that it unlocks most content in the game, excluding a couple classes and the most recent addition to the game, similar to WoW expansions. And the craft bag, which gives you essentially infinite bag space for craft items. So you won't be spending $5 to $10 per inventory upgrade 100 times like you see in other games. It just comes with the sub perks. You can also earn endeavors, daily and weekly. They add up to enable you to purchase Crown Store or Cash Shop items. So even the cosmetic cash items are technically obtainable via gameplay, but it'll take a long time to be honest. I will say, I've played countless MMOs, and the free-to-play ones usually result in you getting one shot in PvP by whale, or unable to group into raids because you didn't buy $10,000 of upgrade crystals, or whatever the hell they're calling it. I will gladly pay my share and be equally strong to every other player paying a minimal fee. Here's looking at you, Lost Ark, Throne and Liberty, Black Desert Online, Eve, and Real Life. ESO is not cross-platform yet, and this is for the first time in a long time seeming to be an actual goal with Zos. I have historically been a it's never gonna happen position holder, but I am leaning more heavily on the contrary now with changes that have been made which would enable this outcome, and even verbiage from reps at Zos which spark hope. Clearly ESO is my favorite MMO of all time, and while it's a great game to group up and join a community in, it is also arguably the most open and enabling of MMOs for those solo players out there, which for much of my playtime is how I roll as well. The limitations to what you can do on your own are very few compared to the grand scheme, and you can set your own pace and goals to make the world fit your needs. I hope this video helped you guys make a decision on whether you're going to try ESO or not. Even if the result is that you aren't going to, go ahead and let me know why. I always love to hear feedback, and if I ever get a voice, then I would love to share your input and see if we can change those things about ESO. This is clearly my favorite game, at least my favorite MMO for sure, and I'd love to see you guys join us in Tamriel. We always love to have more people in there, especially if you're great positive people. Speaking of which, keep it respectful in the comments. I know these kind of discussions can get heated. I'm sure someone will hate my opinion on many things here. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you in the game. Good luck, have fun. Peace out.